Are we live now?
Oh, we're just always live.
Okay.
Well, we're not actually live.
Okay. Hey, everyone. We're here at the, what is this, Uberflip?
Uberflip Connections 2017.
Wow, great.
Woo!
Love it. And we're here with Ann Handley. Now, Ann has written this book, which is the best modern book on writing that we'll ever see or read, because it's really excellent. And maybe later I'll get Ann to sign it, and we'll give it away to one of our incredibly good and loyal subscribers. Okay, Ann, I gotta ask you.
Yes.
You revealed something on stage today, something called pathological empathy. We need to know. People want to know, Ann. What is that?
Pathological empathy is next level empathy. So marketers tend to have a pretty good sense of who their audience is. They have built robust personas perhaps, but I'm challenging marketers to think about their personas at a deeper level. I think you need to get down to a more cellular level, if you will. So that's really what pathological empathy means. It means sort of next level empathy. So looking at your data, looking at their behavior and so on is part of that, but also talking to them. I mean, it's still astounding to me, Alan, that
and
the number of marketers who don't spend a lot of time talking to customers.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't understand that in some ways, or in most ways, because I feel like that's where your richest source of information is, and it's also where you can get your best instinct as a marketer, which is another thing that I talked about here today. I mean, data is great, social listening is great, all that stuff is great. The science of marketing is more relevant now than ever, but the art of it too, and the instinct that the marketer has, and that's only going to come by really understanding who they're talking to.
Right. So understanding is just key.
Yeah.
And I think if I could, I'm going to make up a new acronym.
Okay.
ROI. You've probably heard of it, but not this way. Return on instinct. How about that? Oh, it's the title of your next book. You can have it. 10%. That's what I want. What, 10%? Okay.
10% in the forward and
Now, the other thing you talked
portion of
about,
your tiny house.
which really I was fascinated by, are the 3 S's. And could you help us understand what you were going through on that sort of alliteration?
Yes. So the 3 S's that I talked about today are squad, story, and speed. Thinking about the people that you're marketing to with a sort of squad goal mentality. That's sort of an inspirational term that my teenage daughter uses to describe her, her community. And I think it really applies well to marketing as well, in, modern marketing, because I think that's the mindset that we need to have as marketers. It's really a mindset more than anything else.
Yeah.
So think about your community, your tribe as squad goals, right? Marketing to your squad. Story is challenge what you think is your story. I talk to a lot of marketers who don't go deep enough on their story. They'll think that their story is revolving around their product, so they're not sort of taking that to the next level. And I think ultimately, the reason why that's so important is because you want a story that's going to deliver long term, not that's just going to live in the next year or two, but really that is really embodying the sort of DNA of your company.
Right.
And so I think it's important to think more robustly about your story. And the final thing is to think about speed. As technology is increasingly part of marketing, we can do things faster. I don't think we always do it better. And so I shared a story today about a company who, instead of doing it faster, took a slower approach. Slow marketing has become sort of a thing for me, because I feel that, I know that marketers are all about how can we do more, how can we use tools and technology to do more. But sometimes, you just need to sort of pull back and think, what should we be doing, right? So. Yeah. So I think speed is that variable that sometimes you should go faster, but sometimes you shouldn't.
Right, and you don't need to go fast to that next shiny object, squirrel, and then off you go.
Right.
You forget about the customer again and
Right.
focus on technology.
Right.
Now, another point that came out during your speech or your presentation was camaraderie, and that really resonated with me. That's a good one.
I'm glad that you picked up on that. Yeah, that's one of my favorite.
So, what does that
words
mean
too.
to a marketer? What does camaraderie mean?
Yeah, so I shared a story of Plum Organics, and I think their marketing just kills it on a lot of levels. But their primary focus is on being being a resource too, but to build camaraderie with their customers. And that goes back to what we were just talking about a second ago, about having real pathological empathy for your customer. So in my mind, camaraderie is really key to that. It just means essentially it's another way to think about squad, but I like the idea of you know, it's peer-to-peer. So it's not brand to consumer. Instead, it's peer-to-peer. And a lot of what I talk about is really shifting the mindset of the marketer to sort of get them out of thinking about that, because it's something that I feel truly passionate about. That's why I spend so much time on Twitter, for example, you know, social listening. That's really important to me. That's why I come to events. I want to meet the people who we're marketing to, you know, so.
And marketing with,
yes,
hopefully.
Yes, exactly. And so I want to have that sort of camaraderie with my customers as well.
So what's next, Dan? You've got the MarketingProfs conference coming up. Is it October?
October.
And is it going to be fabulous? Oh, of course. Hey, I'd be there or I'd be square. I'm there. You don't wear this jacket and call yourself square, by the way. We'll edit that part out. But in any case, so what is the big hit going to be at MarketingProfs? What's it all about this year?
That's a good question. You know, I mean, I think that what we do at MarketingProfs, what the B2B Forum does, is that we train next generation marketers. So I call our audience aspirational CMOs. Some of them may become CMOs ultimately. Maybe some of them will have their own business, but they're all people who are leaning forward. And what I mean by that is people who are looking not just to sort of let this revolution wash over them, but who are actually leading the charge forward. And so, so I always love our audience. They're super smart. They are they're just on point. They're ambitious. And so that's ultimately, you know, sort of who we're focusing on and what does that mean in terms of the program? I mean, everything from humor in B2B to artificial intelligence. I mean, it runs the gamut, really.
Perfect. It's a great conference. I've been several times.
Yes, you have.
And I always come away thinking, I'm a little bit smarter. Yay. That's not bad.
Nice.
I'm all about that.
Well, this is squad goals right here.
Yeah, right here. We're a squad of two. And you're fabulous. You really are. And thanks for dropping by AQ's Blog and Grill. And we will see everyone soon again. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.